Welcome to the channel. Before starting the video, sign up and leave your like so we can hit the subscribers goal. Best MLS 11 versus Best Saudi Arabia 11 after recent comments from Cristiano Ronaldo. Comparing MLS's Best 11 to Saudi Arabia's Best 11 after Cristiano Ronaldo's latest comments. Cristiano Ronaldo has launched a cryptic attack on Lionel Messi and his highly publicized move to MLS and Inter Miami. Saudi League is better than MLS. I am 100% sure that I will not return to any European club. I paved the way for the Saudi League and now all the players are coming here. Throughout their careers, the two players who were arguably the stars of the game have competed as rivals individually and collectively. In the heyday of La Liga in the early 2010s, Messi was the face of Pep Guardiola's team that conquered everything at Barcelona, while Ronaldo became the main man at his arch-rivals Real Madrid. Now, as both are in the twilight of their football careers, they have ventured outside of Europe to join two of the continent's most relevant leagues, the MLS and the Saudi Pro League. MLS v Saudi Arabia. Now, how do the best sides in each league stack up? It certainly would have been interesting to do this exercise a year before the arrival of Ronaldo and the influx of many of football's biggest names. Especially as the MLS has grown quietly over the past decade, with the signing of David Beckham in 2007 being the crucial turning point in the league's trajectory. MLS 11. GK, Roman Burki. In MLS, there are several talented goalkeepers, including Andre Blake and George Petrovic, but the standout from an international point of view is Swiss goalkeeper Roman Burki. Former Borussia Dortmund, the 33-year-old was an integral part of St. Louis City's impressive debut campaign. CB, Walker Zimmerman. The only member of the USM in this 11, Zimmerman has consistently been one of the best defenders in MLS in recent years. First with FC Dallas, then with LAFC and now with Nashville SC, Zimmerman is a solid defender who doesn't let many MLS forwards sniff. CB, Yeimar Gomez Andrade. Gomez Andrade played his entire career in South America before joining the Seattle Sounders in 2020. Since arriving, he has been a strong presence for one of MLS' most established franchises, helping them qualify for the MLS Finals Cup in its freshman year. CB, Giorgio Chiellini. The first of a few former European elites to reach the MLS 11, Chiellini was one of the best defenders of his generation as he managed a dogged Juventus defender from 2004 to 2022. Since moving to California, Chiellini has been in and out of the LAFC team due to a few injuries, which is not a surprise for someone who is now 38 years old. RM, Dennis Bouanga. Teammate of Chiellini, Bouanga took the mantle from Carlos Vela as an LAFC franchise player. The Gabonese international has been shining in Steve Cherundolo's side since he joined the MLS last year. Prior to his US stint, Bouanga was performing well for Saint Etienne in Ligue 1. CM, Sergio Busquets. Despite not playing a single MLS game yet, it would be wrong to leave out a piece of European royalty. Busquets was arguably the most underrated member of Guardiola's Barcelona super team. There are very few players who could have dominated that position like he did, and now he will be embarking on a career-ending jaunt to Miami to join a certain friend of his. CM, Ricky Puig. Another member of the La Masia Academy, Puig surprised many football fans when he left Barcelona for the LA Galaxy last summer and, despite the Galaxy's struggles since arriving, none of that can be blamed on the Spaniard. He hypnotized the Californian crowd with some marvelous goals and assists, leading many to believe he might return to Europe sooner rather than later. LM, Lucas Zelarayan. Wales fans now know who Lucas Zelarayan is after his 2 goals for Armenia in a recent international, but they will be pleased to know that performance was certainly not spot on. Since he moved to Ohio in 2020, Zelarayan has maintained the MLS theme as the go-to place for talented number 10s. RW, Lionel Messi. The man the league was waiting for, no two ways about it. Messi has the potential to take MLS to levels never reached before. Many within MLS believe that the next 2.5 years, the length of Messi's contract, will determine how the league is viewed in the future, long after Messi's time in Miami is over. From an Argentine at the end of his career to another at the beginning of his career. It would be extremely unfair to compare Almada with one of the greatest players of all time. But the 22-year-old is certainly making a name for himself in Atlanta. His hallmark of the minute is his free kick ability, and there are plenty of looks from Europe, i.e. including Napoli, where another Argentine icon is announced. To round out the MLS 11 is the current MLS MVP. Until the arrival of Messi, there was no other MLS team that built their offense around a man the way Nashville built theirs around Mukhtar. But it's understandable why. Not only did he claim the top individual award last season, but he's on course to retain the accolade as the German leads the league in goal contributions once again. Saudi Pro League 11. The first of many players to head to Arabia this summer. Mendy's time in the spotlight was short but sweet, spending just 3 years at Chelsea, but he was a key part of the London club's Champions League victory in 2021. A former West Brom player is not what many people would expect to find in the top 11 for a newly wealthy league, but the Egyptian was a big reason Al Ittihad won the league last year, beating Al Nassr of Ronaldo in the title. CB, Kalidou Koulibaly. Like his Senegalese teammate Mendy, Koulibaly also left Stamford Bridge after a short spell there. Despite struggling in his only season at Chelsea, Koulibaly has built a strong reputation for his performances at Napoli, which Al Hilal hopes he can replicate. CB, Ghislain Konan. The least known member of the 11, Konan is a left-back by profession and has spent most of his career playing for Vitória de Guimarães in Portugal and Stade Reims in France. The Ivorian arrived at Al Nassr last summer, but he could already be replaced by Alex Telles, who should arrive from Manchester United. RM, Hota. At just 24 years old, Hota is the youngest of the newcomers to Saudi Arabia. It wasn't until he joined Celtic that he was able to show his undoubted potential with struggles at his hometown club Benfica and Real Valladolid. But once he arrived in Scotland, he put his earlier troubles behind him with 2 double-digit seasons in goals and assists. CM, Serge Milinkovic-Savic. Arguably one of football's most important mysteries, how did Milinkovic-Savic never play in the Premier League? Every summer the Serb was linked with a move to England, but nothing ever became formal. Now, after arriving in Riyadh, it's unlikely we'll ever see Milinkovic-Savic make the much-talked-about move. CM, N'Golo Kanté. Another member of Chelsea's exodus to Saudi Arabia, Kanté was certainly the most prevalent of the trio in his 7 years in West London. He has won every trophy under the sun, including the World Cup with France in 2018, earning him a reputation as one of the best defensive midfielders in the world. LM, Anderson Talisca. Talisca built an interesting career, becoming one of the most talented players not to venture into any of the top 5 leagues, quite similar to his former teammate, Hulk. The 29-year-old has played in China and now Saudi Arabia, the 2 biggest threats to the West's dominance in football in recent decades. RW, Roberto Firmino. Firmino's arrival at Al Ahly follows a growing trend of Liverpool legends heading to the Middle East. Robbie Fowler is training in the 2nd division, Steven Gerrard has taken over at Al Ettifaq, and Jordan Henderson and Fabinho could arrive soon. LW, Cristiano Ronaldo. The catalyst for Saudi Arabia's revolution, Ronaldo joining the league was met with a lot of doubt at the time. But despite his 38 years and waning career, Ronaldo has been leading the league's assault on world football and is certainly one of the main reasons other players, as mentioned above, made their way to Saudi Arabia. St. Karim Benzema. Many at Real Madrid had expected the 35-year-old to stay in the Spanish capital for another season, but Benzema saw an opportunity to join Al Ittihad and lead the club's title defense next season. The Frenchman also spoke about his desire to play in a Muslim country as a devout Muslim. So which league comes out on top? There is no doubt that the Saudi Pro League has the best 11 with more well-known stars, although it certainly still lacks fullbacks. The only expected caveat is that the MLS 11 is more evenly spread across the league, while the Saudi 11 is retained for the 4 clubs that benefited from government investment. Hope you enjoyed the video. What did you think of the video? Subscribe to the channel and leave your opinion in the comments.